Welcome to episode 15 of Breaking Hertz. Kama kawaida, it's your boy Hafare, aka Rodney Malik Casino, aka Mr. Metronome, aka the Pride Flag. Na kama kawaida,
it's your girl Sookie, aka Anita Muraga, aka Sookie.jpg, aka Uzumaki. Happy to come back for another week.
Another wonderful, glorious
Thursday. Glorious
Thursday, because this comes on Thursday.
We're just gonna keep acting like we're not here on a Monday. Okay, so
okay, like as in, do they know that?
No, they didn't. They don't even need to know by the.
Itabidi Byron.
It's secret information.
So, how was your weekend?
My weekend was fantastic. I got to chill in the house, listen to a lot of music. Unfortunately, I didn't make it to all the major gigs that were happening this weekend. There was quite a bit going on in the scene. Did you get to catch any of these parties? No.
My weekend has been, for the first time in a long time, my weekend has been a bit uneventful, except for the time I got arrested. I got arrested on Friday. And then, because I know a few people here and there, I didn't really get out. I got out as quickly as I got in.
It's in a brief reconnaissance. As in, just finding out the
kama nilikuwa natembezwa tu na makarao hadi police station. Nikaingia nikamwambia haya ongeeni na mkubwa. And then wakaniambia yatoka sasa. It's like pass go on Monopoly. Pass go. Pita tu. Like also walichukua 1 hour of my time tu kuniwestia tu. Walinipigisha lap Nairobi, alafu wakanipeleka station.
Kujulia tu hali.
And you know the best part?
Handcuffs on and all.
The cop who arrested me after like they let me go. He came and called me like, hey, kuja. Please, ambia mkubwa kunihusu. When it officer so and so. They're like, my name is officer so and so.
Terrible.
Mwambie mimi ndo nilikusaidia sawa. Mwambie mimi ndo. I'm like, fuck you nigga.
Ni wewe connect sasa.
Aje sasa. Fuck that nigga. Anyway, forget about the boys in blue.
Yes, what were you listening to?
Let's get into something bluer. A bit of R&B, a lot of R&B actually.
Ooh,
it's been a good weekend. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. For those who know. So anyway, a lot of R&B. Is it Tommy Agape?
Tommy Agape.
Yes, Never Gonna Be the Same. That was fun.
Lovely.
It's always fun to listen to some like an African artist doing the R&B thing. It's always fun. I liked the record actually. I really did. Flowed really well. Like the features, like the themes. I would recommend it. One of the headliners at Nairobi R&B. Shout out to Faye, by the way. Check your
Wonderful.
DM. For Good Reasons by Elo. I was with somebody on this past week, just a random day, and all they did was just tell me, you need to listen to Elo, And I was telling them, Elo is coming to Kenya, and they weren't aware. So I'm like, who's really the fan? Mimi wani wewe. Mimi niko aware of the moves they are making. Wewe tunasikiza. Wewe tuko Spotify. Hata si Spotify ulikuwa download kwa simu. Like Elo isn't even seeing money from your fandom.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
That's his project from last year.
Yeah. From last year for good. I think it's the last project he put out.
Very fire. I loved Checkers, I remember quite a bit. And
then there was Balance by Children of Zeus, another one of the headliners at Nairobi R&B, which will be there, by the way. And I will be by myself.
Jesus.
What?
You'll be by us. Oh, am I your recruiting?
What do you mean?
Sorry. Nakwaribia Riz. Sorry. Nimekaribia.
Kitumbua kimeingia mchanga. Like I can't salvage this anymore. Now you look
you'll be by yourself. He will be by himself. In fact, Hafare will be solo dolo. He'll be solo rolling. I will be nowhere near you.
Wewe.
Tutakotiana na macho. Kama wababa.
So I will be by myself. So if you see me there by myself, don't ask any questions. Unless you want to do something else, I'm just saying. Okay?
Okay.
And finally, one of the best albums I've listened to in a while. Let's Start Here by Lil Yachty. Lil Boat. I really, really appreciate his artistic evolution. Because this is the dude who made Broccoli. In the middle of the party, bitch, get off me.
What do you like about the project now?
The man who said, blow my dick like a cello.
A man of many bars.
A cello is a string instrument.
No.
Think about it. A cello is a string instrument.
It is.
So he didn't even know what a cello was. He just knew people play a cello. So just like blow. But anyway, this is...
Actually, yeah, there's so many inconsistencies with the bars. It's not even a good bar. But
this is the
what do you like about it?
This is the first rock album by a rapper that I fucked with. Like really, it's great. It's such like Jefferson Airplane.
You actually told me you told me something about the project when you like recommended it.
Like he made a prog rock.
You said it was prog rock, yes.
Album, and I was like, it opens like Jefferson Airplane.
That's amazing.
It opens like fucking The Doors, the Black Seminole, African Rambo. Like you would not believe that is the type of music Lil Yachty can make. And I'm glad that he's finding his own little niche. Because there's always been those little, you know, those old hip hop heads. Watu wa boom bap. Shout out to boom bap. Watu wanasikizanga only East Coast 90s hip hop.
But he sounds like
teams, oversized teams.
But you know what it sounded like a bit to me. I haven't finished the project, but it sounds a little like what Uzi does. Uzi and Kati.
No, I don't think
and
so. I don't think
it's not in the same realm.
I don't think they lean into it that much. Because this is not even rap.
Uzi, that's his whole aesthetic.
Uzi, ngoma yake ya mwisho ni gani? This one rock. I know Uzi is very eclectic, very out there.
Yeah, he
but
is.
Yachty,
He's out. He's very out.
He has leaned in kabisa into like the 70s and 80s style of rock.
Okay, I'll check it. I'll finish it and then I'll give you
As in, me saying nimesikiza hiyo record mara mbili and I was like, okay, because I listened to it last night.
Yeah.
And then I listened to it this morning when I woke up and I was like, okay, this is great. This man, like, he found his own space.
Yeah.
And I love it when artists push themselves out of their like boundary kidogo.
Out of their bubble.
Because even when Drake did Honestly Nevermind last year, I know guys are like, oh, Drake is only putting out a dance album because Beyonce. Shut the fuck up, niggas. That shit was, it was not as bad as you niggas make it out to be. So, I love it when artists
we're
put
in the
themselves.
hive mind generation.
And all these guys are just like reinventing themselves, saying, "Wait, man, I am more than just a SoundCloud rapper. I am more than just a meme for all these old like indie guys."
I am a musician.
You know, guys got so mad one time when Lil Yachty said that he doesn't listen to Tupac. He's never had a Tupac song. And it's okay because he was 19.
He doesn't have to. He doesn't have to.
Like,
I feel like it results in a lot of pandering instead of like just living in the time that you're in.
Oh, you don't know Tupac? Niggas, a lot of people don't know Tupac. Tupac ain't Jesus.
A lot of people would argue with that statement, but we leave the comments down below.
I know the type of person who would argue with that statement, and I'm not going to describe
you
them
don't
on
even
this show.
care about
I don't want to give them the airtime that they thoroughly do not deserve. So yeah, I loved that album. Probably has my favorite song this year called Drive Me Crazy. Like if Pharrell had made Drive Me Crazy, it would be played in every single club in the world. It would be number one in the charts right now. That's how good it is. I fucked with it heavy. I don't know what Yachty was doing in the studio, but my boy keep doing that. Whatever that is. If you're on drugs,
it's a sweet spot.
And I feel like you'd see it coming after he put out Poland last year.
Oh yes.
Yeah, because Poland was such a like tonal shift from his usual style, and I was like, okay, this nigga might be cooking something, and the cooking he was.
He also has some of my favorite album art for like the past couple of years. Like he's very innovative in even the people that he reaches out to like create the album art for the pieces. It's like the Poland one was him in a boat with like a bottle of lean at the back.
I take the wow.
And this one is AI generated, right?
Yeah, I love it.
So yeah, like two other times, I really love like people who actually also think about the kind of elements that they'd want to add to their project. It's not just going to be, I don't know, like, you know, remember DS2? They they just gotten like a chemistry book.
But the artwork might have been kind of, but the album was fire.
The album was fire, and that's why it's memorable.
Yeah.
I just feel like, I love that feature also. At some point,
that was peak toxic. That was peak Toxic Future before it became a meme.
Toxic Future, yeah. And he also said like collaborating with a lot of artists, which is great. So, muhimu, yeah.
Give us the rundown.
Okay, the rundown for my week. I was listening to Morasta Volume 2. It's an EP from DJ Mura. Fantastic listen. It features Jere, Polaris, and Udulele, I think, on a song called Good Times Rhythm. I really loved the direction that he was going with this. Got a lot of soulful singers on amapiano beats. I think that was a really interesting direction to take. I feel like we should also have Mura here to tell us more about what he was thinking, how that project came together. So we're in talks.
We don't get a football transfer.
We're in talks.
As in Fabrizio Romano to announce. DJ Mura to be on Breaking Hertz next week. Here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I haven't listened to the project. I haven't gotten the time. I feel like last week was a bit. I got caught up with a lot of personal stuff, so I didn't have as much time as I would have wanted to just sit down and go through projects. But I like the choice of singers. I believe like Polaris is without a doubt the most talented singer in this country. Like that's not something I would even debate at this point. And I just want to check out like who else is on the project?
Jere. Yeah.
Amazing. C'est magnifique. Nakwambia. And it's only 3 tracks. I saw it's 3 tracks, but it's like 22 minutes. It's quite long. So each of the songs are like they give you enough time for you to actually sink your teeth into it.
It's very sink your teeth into it, and you also kind of melt into the vibe that's being provided to you. Mura, fantastic work. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Good Time Rhythm should be on a lot of curators' playlists by now.
A lot of the songs you talk about should be on a lot of curators' playlists.
Yeah, just saying. But and like we know what you want to do. We know what you want to do. Yep. That's all I'm saying. Then I listened to some Big Pig. Big Pig. Who got her name from a drunken night out with friends. Alikuwa nasoma kitu from like a pizza menu, and the name Big Pig.
That is such an guy. You remember last year I wouldn't listen to a song because of an artist's name.
Who?
It was on the Ethan Muziki album, Lyrical something. I've forgotten what it was. One of the episodes. Listen, I'm not going to listen to this album because this artist has the worst artist name I've ever had.
Yes.
But Big Pig is an amazing name. If I ever had somebody tell me this song is by an artist called Big Pig, I am listening immediately.
No, Big Pig actually drew me in just solely off of that as well. I started listening to her, I think, in... there's a 2021 project of hers that I really liked. But this is her debut mixtape for the year. This is Bubblegum. It's a lot of smooth R&B, a lot of very buttery vocals, simple.
Are you telling me that an artist called Big Pig is giving us smooth R&B?
Extremely.
Be still my beating heart.
It's pop. Okay, it's Irish pop, but it's also like she leans more into the R&B genre.
And she's Irish.
The Irish are having a moment. I gotta say it. Sorry, I'm in a Banshees of Inisherin, like Kiwam Hole Sasa. I think
it's allowed.
Just watch everything by Colin Farrell, Pia. I know this is like a music podcast, but I love Colin Farrell. I just wanted to say it.
Bruges.
Kimari's been telling me to watch that.
But then we're not just like we don't. Me by then I know film, Pia. Like I don't. Like we might be talking about music here, but I can give you some really dope recommendations.
Is that your next forte?
I know,
Mr. Podcaster.
I'm a multifaceted being. I can do whatever I want.
Okay. Then I also started Let's Start Here by Lil Yachty, which Hafare has given a stunning review for, and then I listened to Like by Ice Spice.
I saw it, and I had intended to listen to it, and I was like, "Fuck!" The week caught up to me. Because that was my plan is literally after we leave here, when I get home, that's what I'm queuing up. You thought I was feeling you?
Hey, that nigga, man. So like we talked about on the podcast a few months ago, something about new artists or artists who crop up and like how they're thrust onto the stage almost. Without any preparation, without any...
Sink or swim, baby.
Yeah, exactly. And she didn't really have that at that point. But right now, I think she's really cleaned up her PR game. And I really liked the project also. Like, definitely the Queen of Drill. It's giving the Queen of Drill. And...
We're playing a title to Evo. Like, there's no one to...
She's not the Queen of Drill. Like Sipani, like, you know, she's an American. I could care less, honestly.
Own it.
I said she's an American, I could care less, and that's where I stand. But, however, I think she's really kicked off on, like, a really good note. I like it.
And I look forward to listening to it. I always love music that's fun.
6 songs. It's fantastic.
I love music that's fun.
Yeah, and she's a lot of fun. She's very chill. She's just being herself on the beat.
I will always listen to music like that's fun and bad before I listen to music that's good and boring. That is always my mantra.
That is fair.
Fun first. Like kangoma yako ina like Bambi, you could have all the technical aspects correctly and hitting the right notes, but if it's not fun, I'm saying hizi ngoma peleka kwa old person's home. As in, take this shit out of here. Anything else?
I mean, there's music for every situation. Yes.
This is how people come to defend Boys to Men. I stuck with your story.
This is a good day, Hafare. Let's keep it a good day. So
Oh my God, sour. Jeez.
let's not bring that discussion back. We know how it got you.
Oh yeah.
We know
Redacted.
where it put
Finally
you, bana.
redacted.
You know where it put
Finally
you.
redacted.
So tuendele. And then on Saturday I got to listen to this project. My best friend came over and we got to listen to Heart Parts and Nostalgia, which is a 2022 project by Azanti. Wow.
Azanti.
If you have not listened to Azanti, you need to get on it now. This is me telling you. Thank you, baby, also for this recommendation. It was fantastic. And like I loved how like the Spotify algorithm after this kind of picked up on a lot of Gabsy, which like if Gabsy is your vibe, then you should definitely just check out this project by Azanti. It's Afrobeats. Yeah, and wait, I almost forgot to talk about Villania, which is a project that I listened to this morning by Oma Wamafegi.
Oh, he has a new thing out.
Oma Wamafegi has a new project out. It's only on YouTube though.
Last I heard, was it Kilimani Baby?
Yeah, Kilimani
Kilimani Baby was
Baby.
the
But
last
he had
project I
another
had.
project out last year that I also haven't gotten to listen to. Achani fetch jina kidogo.
But Mama Fegi
But
is an
yes.
amazing rap name.
Oma Wamafegi is a fantastic rap name because
yeah.
like I remember when I saw Wachani Rest, that's the first thing that drew me. That I was
Yeah.
like, ooh, and then his flow just to add me in another way.
Imagine to go to Mama Fegi. Like, with the branding artist,
Yeah.
branding is very key. Like, when nitasikiza mtu anaitwa Mama Fegi, hata kama anaimba takataka.
So I've
I'll still
gotten-
listen to it.
So I've gotten that he had a project last year with Mr. K called Raha. I haven't listened to the project yet, but I did listen to Kilimani Baby, so that's what I'm basing my thoughts right now on. Villania it's 10 songs. It's a lot of emotional, I don't know, waves.
Who's breaking all these niggas' hearts?
Hey, someone has broken Omama Fegi's heart, and like
I even saw NDK
it's her
tweeting.
loss, judging by the tone of the.
I even saw NDK tweeting that as in
Yeah.
her development, but the music will be fire. And it's true, the music will be fire.
It will be fire.
Like I don't know who broke Zinya's heart, but maybe it was great. I don't know who broke Nani's heart. Nikita Kering. The other was it the other side, the one that came out last year.
Yeah.
That was good. Like whoever's doing this, like keep on being toxic. By the way, like shout out to you, nigga. You must be listening to Brent Fires.
But yeah, raw emotions on trap and drill beats.
Wonderful.
I loved it. Or I found it interesting. I think in between projects, it's always nice to see what artists are thinking about, what they're experimenting with, and those are my notes for Omama Fegi's Villania.
Now,
Yeah, let's move.
last week we had like a tea party because that's what we
Ooh,
do.
wonderful.
That's
With
what
our
we-
pinkies
with our-
out and all,
Yeah, that's what
you
we do.
know.
On random Thursdays we meet up and drink tea.
And listen
just-
to Krangvin and yeah.
Future funk
And Future
and
Funk.
J-pop. There's so many things we listen to.
Yes.
But we were having this discussion, and I was like, Bobby Mapesa needs a lifetime achievement award.
He does. Sorry,
Well,
that came out a bit aggressive.
Yeah, at least buy him dinner first. Anyway.
Why do you think Bobby Mapesa deserves a lifetime achievement award?
Bobby Mapesa has never. I don't think there's a bad Bobby Mapesa verse. I don't think there's a bad Bobby Mapesa song, like especially from that time period when he was really hot. Because
Yeah.
Kamoja tu nasikia utamu. His verse on Wezere should be essential listening for any Kenyan rapper.
Yeah.
Ukizicheki na kucheki, like the internal rhyme schemes are amazing, and even the transition from this rhyme pattern to the next rhyme pattern, hadi pasta ndingi mwana anzeki akizicheki atasema amekreki na hizo queen keki. Ikisimama nitaifuata kwa nyuma, ikikwama na skuma. That man is an extremely talented rapper. Just even on a technical level, his writing is really good. Gwara winch winch.
Yeah.
Mina
It
pinch ma
actually,
winch mad.
that was a moment. Umesema Gora Winch, and I've remembered the way like everyone on Facebook had their name as
Yeah.
Gora Winch for a while. It was like a thing.
he was what Nini? He was Nonini, like, but with more, how can I, like, even more dangerous. Because when Nonini
He
came
was
out,
quite lethal, huh?
when Nonini came out with Nini, what's this song called? Wekamu. Nonini was always like the raunchy rapper, you know? Like he was always the
Yes.
raunchy rapper. He was always the one who was like pushing the envelope on how much you can get away with on a song.
Yeah.
Because on Manziwa Nairobi, Bafu, like there's an actual babe in the shower with him. And then there's this scene, I've talked about it before, on Wekamu, where
Yeah.
tulia itakunyonga, and then they're feeding this baby a sausage. Like the imagery
The
is
innuendo is
yes, the
insane.
imagery is not lost on me. But that was Nonini. But Mapesa pushed the envelope even further.
He does it with a brush.
Like Bobby
slowly.
Mapesa. I remember, what was this video watching? Kamoja True. Where they literally shot the video in a high school. And everyone was wearing a school uniform. And that video got parents so mad that they had to issue a statement. And that video was pulled off rotation on TV because the parents issued a statement like, you can't be showing this.
Yeah.
Because who was watching the beat? It's kids who are coming home after school.
It is.
And then that's what they're watching. They're watching their idols in school uniform, smoking weed na Katiana. And these kids are like, wow, kumbe hivi ndio maisha iko.
That's our generation. That
These guys push
explains a
the
lot
envelope
also.
kabisa. Wesere is hiyo ngoma every single bar. Hadi like when they put it back on YouTube, they had to edit out the Ndingi Mwana and Zeki part. These guys were offensive, like before being offensive became cool. Like before it became a thing we're used to. Before shock value was lost on us. These dudes had shock value kabisa. And Bobby Mapesa was at the forefront of that thing. I feel like he really is underrated, and I want him to get his flowers, so we're giving it to him. Bobby Mapesa, wherever you are,
We love
we
you.
love you. By the way, ni mnoma, by the way, as in say danganyo, like there's a whole mid 2000s to early 2010s. Bobby Mapesa was the vibe.
Like no offense, and also like if you don't wanna come out of the woodwork ni sawa, but like you see the way like in a big pin also like coming back into the scene to show us how music is done, or like
You know what I want? I don't want him to come back.
you feel like it was a moment.
No, yeah. And the thing is,
like it was ephemeral.
what if he pulls Nyashinsky on us?
You know, you've never talked about why you don't rate Yashinsky on the podcast, but let's not go there.
Let's not go there. But anyway, like,
there.
what if he's still stuck in the past?
I don't think he would be.
No, that's not a risk I'm willing to take.
Because it's a stylistic choice. Like if you're an artist, it's definitely a stylistic choice to be as raunchy and as buzz on the line as Bobby Mapesa was. And like what I like about like Big Pin's resurgence has been that he's maintained the exact same like flow.
There's a Big Pin resurgence.
There was I think it was last year at Shots and Shots. He performed there. He said
I'm
he
not
had a
hating on these
project
guys,
coming
by the way.
out.
Like you guys, like there was a time these guys were the biggest names in the industry.
They were,
and it's the
they're
process
still
of
allowed to
evolution.
continue making music. Like we at Fungim too. Like I think everyone should be able to make music until the day that they feel like they're tired of it. But
for me, not wanting Bobby Mapesa to make a comeback is like it's selfish, because I still want him to be the version of him
to be
that
stuck in that.
No.
Yeah.
The version of him that exists in my mind, I don't want that to change. And that's kind of fucked up, I know.
Yeah.
But it's a selfish choice, and I'm not gonna lie, it's a selfish choice. But I feel like if I was to give somebody a lifetime achievement award, I would start with Bobby Mapesa first.
And then is Juakali on your list?
Juakali is number 2. Number
Fantastic.
2, I love Juakali.
No,
I love everything he has. Juakali has done. I feel like there never has been an artist as big in Kenya as Juakali was. Juakali at his peak is bigger than. His peak is higher than any other artist. I feel that people forget, because of the internet age, how big Juakali was, because we live in a world where music, hype, clout is achieved really easily.
Yeah.
So people are larger than life, bigger than they seem. But Juakali really was larger than life. That man had Mr. Vegas opening for him, and he's done everything. And he has transitioned perfectly. He's not grown out his dreads and giving us... He's not sure.
Oh my god. Wait, but then what happened to Prezzo?
Prezzo, I don't know, man, but Prezzo had his moment. And it's a weird thing, like, of all the award shows we've ever had in Kenya, why has no one ever been like, let's give out a lifetime achievement award?
There should be. No, I was thinking about Prezzo specifically because like in that time he was also one of the people that were bringing what celebrity culture really meant at the time. Like the way like he showed up, I think was
the chopper. The chopper stunt made him a legend immediately.
He had the hand tattoo, and I feel like it was just like
the bling.
It was post Moi, so like people were really getting into the creative element. People are seeing things they'd never seen.
My favorite thing was he had like his whole was it called?
I think
CMB ama.
Yeah, CMB.
Yeah, CMB. Kashmani Brothers. He had two homies with him who never did anything except just be around him. Like, like what are those dudes
being
doing?
around Prezzo is a job.
Okay, I guess.
No, the literal president has people who just be chilling around him.
So only my aide de camp.
Yeah. Like it was the aesthetic of it. It was a commitment to the. I have named myself Prezo. I have to be Prezo. I have to follow through with this.
Like you live the gimmick.
Yeah, I can't. I'm committing to the beat. I can't be Prezo and rocking up in akalas. Like I have to come in a chopper and show these peasants that they do not matter to me. There's a red carpet right there.
Dude showed up in Benzes and then Prezo showed up in a chopper. You might as well have not come. Like as in, you might as well have not come. Like
home girl, you wish you were with me. Homeboy, you wish you were me. Hey. It was a time.
It was a time.
It was a time, and he created the moment, and we can never forget it.
Chago Latinis.
He would probably always be famous.
We need to get that back. Lifetime Achievement Award. Somebody needs to work on that.
Yes.
Who would you give a Lifetime Achievement Award to?
Amani. Amani. Let me tell you, like, there's something I was listening to last week. You came to my house and I was listening to the Gopa DJs, like, mixtapes. And there's a song I found there and I was like, how do we treat Amani? Do we treat her well? Is she fed? Is she okay?
Does she do gospel squeezy?
It's the same thing with Brenda. I think she does gospel now, by the way.
Which Brenda?
Brenda Moss.
Guy.
Exactly. Like, there are a lot of female musicians that, like, we know and love, and they either fall off or they, go into media, or, like, there are all these different, paths that they can take. But Amani was giving us some very fire club music in 2003, and nobody's talking about it.
Maybe now.
Or maybe people are talking about it.
Actually, like, Maybe Now was a hit because of Amani. It wasn't nameless, it was Amani.
It was entirely Amani. She carried so many songs on her back. On her back.
She has a song with Nyashinsky that she carried. I
see again. That's subliminals.
No, like, but here's the thing. Like, Amani really does this. Yeah, now that I think about it, Amani's been in the game for a very long time. But has she ever put out an album, though?
No, I don't think so. Not that I've listened to. But, like, wherever Amani is, we also love you so much.
But I think she has enough singles that she can put out a compilation album.
Yeah.
Like, Amani, the hits. Me, I listen to it by this. Kudanganya, me, the
Sanaipe Tande, for no other reason other than, like, she raised us, man. She really did.
Okay, I have a bit of a, okay, her last project I listened to, I don't know if this is last year or the year before. I think it was called Nabo, yeah. She put out a project called Nabo, an EP. I didn't like it. Because I felt like it was trying too hard.
Okay.
And somebody at that level of, that's my opinion, somebody at the level of Sanaipe Tande who's achieved so much, who's like been a pop culture icon for so long, shouldn't be trying that hard. Like, at this level where just you know what you're good at. Don't let the label tell you need to try Afrobeat, because it was sprinkled with so many different styles that didn't mesh with. This is something you leave. This is something you leave to artists who are coming up, who are trying to find their own voice.
I feel like the thing about it is, yes, finding their own voice, but also if she was in, like, consultation with someone, don't you think they might have told her that, okay, sir, you want to make music, this is what's relevant right now. You can't just come and, like, infuse whatever you had back then into it now. That's an assumption. It's an assumption. But
my counterpoint is, like, remember when Adele was doing press run for the last album? What was the last album called? I remember how. The one that had Easy on Me. Is it even called Easy on Me, the album? I have forgotten the name of the album, but I know it had Easy on Me as the lead single.
Yeah.
Adele was saying how that the label was telling her she needs to make a song
30.
Yeah, 30.
They're all her age.
Oh.
Yeah.
So she was saying how the label was giving her pressure to make a TikTok song. And she's like, yo, I'm Adele. I don't need to make a TikTok song. Whoever was advising Sanaipe, and at this point, should have just been told, like, yo, this is Sanaipe Tande.
She already has
this is the babe who made Mpalme wa Mapenzi, please.
She's the talent.
Yeah, like, there's nothing you can tell her about this industry that she doesn't know. Like, you're not going to tell a 47-year-old artist, now we need to pivot to make me hyper-pop. No, you're not, because Gina already got there. I will listen to anything Sanaipe Tande puts out. It doesn't matter. So at this point, like, I don't know what happened for that project, and maybe it's a blip too. It's a blip on the track record, and Sanaipe, we still love you.
We love you so much. Mom.
The things I want to say is yes, Mapa. A bit not safe for work.
I also would say them. With a camera on my face. Nah.
There's a lot.
There's a lot to say. Much to say.
Yeah. So those are the artists who, I feel like Bobby Mapesa, first artist, first ballot, Hall of Fame. Bobby Mapesa, Juakali, and there are others, but like, and I wish somebody actually, one of these awards, like what's one of Cafe Ngoma, or Pulse, like the Pulse, the
The
awards.
Pulse awards are also
Yeah.
quite big.
Those
right now.
guys
But
we should
I think
also look
they're
at.
mostly influencer awards though.
China influencers anyway. So those guys who do the awards like should look into lifetime achievement because we have enough of a backlog of catalog and history that we can actually start giving out lifetime achievement awards to artists who have actually impacted the industry. Speaking of impact,
Interesting.
I sent you something. Was it Jana? Majuzi, just something.
Yeah, it was juicy.
Juicy.
Yeah.
We have talked about AI before on this one of the first episodes. We talked about an AI rapper called FN Meka, who was designed by like was it really an AI rapper or a virtual rapper? I can't remember what the difference. But now the AI is starting to make actual music.
Yeah.
We're seeing AI move into
The music LM.
yeah. We're moving into the world where they're making music, and we've seen it already moving into art, into digital art.
Yeah.
How do you see like AI music affecting the music industry?
So I remember the first time we talked about FN Meka and like how AI music is even like synthesized. I had a bit of a negative opinion about it, but I've really sat with it and I have decided that AI is actually going to be really good for the music industry.
No chance.
It introduces a diversity to the sound that would ordinarily have probably like been tapped into by like having people commune in like one space a lot of the time. I think COVID has also just restructured how I think about like in-person like meetings and things like that. Live bands are a thing that comes together like electricity. You can't replicate that in a world where we're not even allowed to see each other, touch each other without getting each other sick. But with AI music, I think, especially because like it's all about how the creative communicates with the AI, I don't think it's going to put a lot of musicians out of their job if the creativity is so innate that they can input whatever sound they'd want to hear just to test it out and see what it will sound like. It's not the same as organically generated music, but it could provide some ideas for days when I'm thinking about it also just because I mean a lot of some of these industries that are being phased out by AI. So like, how does it work to my benefit instead of how does it work against me? It's the source that you go to when maybe you're feeling blocked and you want to hear something new, right? And it's all based on like whatever information is being input into. Like, what prompts are you giving the AI to create music? If you want an electronic reggae song, you know, like there are some sounds that you just probably want to hear like offbeat to ndo upate ideas pia. The inspiration will always be in it. But that's what I thought. What did you think when you listen to music LM?
Ideally, as in you're looking at it, and I see where you're looking at it from. You're looking at it from the artist's point of view.
Yeah.
Like as artistic inspiration, like I have a block and I need to listen to something new, or I am struggling with this concept in my head.
Yeah.
Let me see what AI will come back with.
Yeah. Exactly.
And that makes sense. That makes sense. But when I'm looking at it like this, I work with the record label people. I've met a lot of them. I know how they work. And record labels are, as with all things, centered on one thing and one thing only: greed. Profit is the bottom line.
Yeah.
You don't pay an AI royalties.
You don't pay an AI royalties, and also like the source information or like whatever might be input to create this music is also not licensed. So a lot of creators still do miss out.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I feel like AI, like streaming services and like record labels are gonna abuse it to just shortchange artists. Because again, labels don't want to pay artists. And that's the truth.
They don't
Streaming
want to have to deal with
services do not want to pay artists. The only problem is they cannot get their music elsewhere. And that's why Spotify has been pivoting hard towards like audio content. Spotify isn't a music streaming company anymore. They're an audio content provision company. They're pivoting hard to podcasting, like they're pivoting hard to making their own podcast. Like they self-produce like 15-minute, 10-minute clips every day. In a world where you can make any song out of AI, these guys are gonna turn around and do this. Create whole divisions that are constructed towards making AI music that they can distribute themselves. Because you license the AI from, let's say, Google.
Yeah.
You pay Google a yearly license and a certain amount, and then you can churn out as many songs as you want at an insanely high work rate, because an artist needs time to actually sit down, write the song, find the right beat, record, mix, master, put out. These guys are going to turn around and turn that into like a factory. And just go like, And the problem with music is, as an art form, is more than any other like art form, like more than writing, more than like painting, anything else. Music is the easiest to get the formula down.
That's true.
Because I remember, who was it? I think Freddie Gibbs said the first time he went to Interscope when he signed in 2009, am I 8? Can't remember. When he got there, he was told he was going to meet the A&R. And he thought like him and the A&R are going to sit down and like discuss ideas. But he gets there and the A&R and I'm a binder full of pages. And on the first page is a formula, like for making a hit song. So there is a history, there is a like precedent of guys sitting down and like making formulaic songs that will hit.
Yeah.
So as with all things, as with everything that exists that is made to improve humankind, that is made to like just make our lives easier, somebody is gonna be greedy and just exploit it and put people who actually deserve the work out of work.
Yeah.
I have a friend who's a writer, and they were tweeting about like he's based in Cyprus. He was tweeting about how like they're getting emails at work that now that some of the roles they have at work will be taken over by AI. And that's just the beginning, because people are just going to start phasing you out. How long until you get the first full-on AI record label?
That's one thing. AI radio stations, all of that. But like my thing is, I feel like people who have worked with creatives, or like anyone that's worked in like an advertising industry of some sort, and seen the way that these corporates describe the ideas that they want to see manifested by a creative, you know that it's not going to be very long until they're like, okay, maybe we need like a person, you know, behind here.
Oh yeah, no,
like,
for sure. But that one person now,
but it'll be one person, and like
they're gonna go and interview everyone and then give them like Rolly or Tukumi and be like, now here's the thing, all you have to do is just make sure the AI doesn't fuck up. That's your job, to make sure the AI doesn't fuck up. And it's a very interesting time to be alive, actually.
Yeah, it is.
And there's a Chinese class called "May You Live in Interesting Times." So like a lot of
it is
people,
a Chinese class.
So a lot of people are like, the next step of AI. Nobody really knows what's the next, because ChatGPT is just the beginning. I know whatever Google are working on with Lambda is going to be insane. Lambda might actually be the thing that makes human beings obsolete. So there's a lot of like people are saying, oh, if your job can be taken over by AI, it means it was never really a real
It was never a real job.
It was never a real job. So, but still, there's a lot of things, there's a lot of danger happening, because people are going to be like, AI can write full movies now.
It can.
No, not now, but over time, and people are going to refine it.
I mean, the more it learns, I guess.
Yeah, the better it gets.
The better it gets, but there's still like, I feel like right now it's not too early to worry about it. It's always like a good enough time to worry about like your creativity and everything that you've like really put a lot of time into being corrupted at some point. But what do I want to say?
My reasoning is,
it won't be any better than what a human being can come up with.
Yeah, it wouldn't be any better.
Because we're the ones that are still going to be consuming these things. We'll be able to tell when it's like machine generated and when it's like a person who's interacted with people.
Sookie, you've met the average music fan.
I have met them.
Do you think they care?
Okay, so I think it works in instances like people who create YouTube videos, people who create content that don't want to have to go the long way of like finding a musician that's going to give them some free beats that they're going to put as a backdrop to their thing, the content that they're creating.
And here's the thing,
I worry about how undervalued human talent will be. I can't shake that. However, I also understand that human talent is also generated in the same, okay, it's not in the same exact way, but there's an element of human talent that seems a lot like AI. The same way that we're feeding AI all of these things, like human bias is as a result of influences and other, like inspiration is not solely innate. It's the things that you interact with. It's the way that you feel. That's an entirely different like scope of thinking from whatever AI will be able to come up with. It'll give you what you want, but will it give you what you need? Will it give you a love song? Will it give you the intricacies of what that love song would feel like? Because a new person is cropping up with a new perspective every day. Sorry, I'm really just...
No, I get your whole point. I get your whole point. But me, and here's the worst part, like, this is a bit cynical. I do not believe in the goodness of human beings. It's very simple.
So what's left for us to do if now?
Here's the thing: and this is the last part. The moment AI becomes good enough to write a song, every record label, the shareholders are gonna be like, and by the way, I really hope it doesn't end up like that. But every record label, the shareholders, the board is gonna be like, stop paying advances to artists because they're putting out the same thing. AI are gonna make 90% of what an artist is making at 10% of the cost. And I hate to say this, fucking activist investors and VCs and all these fucking startups, they're all gonna come around. There's gonna be a startup within the next 2 years that is just an AI record label, and they're gonna go and say, we are giving you royalties, we're giving you the best songs in the world that are completely indistinguishable from a song made by a real person at 10% of the cost of making that song. And every record label is gonna look at it and say, this is a business decision. We are spending less and making more.
However, I want to come in and think about another really interesting thing that I came across. I think last week.
I'm sorry, I'm
something to do with it's cynical, but like I feel like the way that human beings have reacted to AI not AI in general, but like to certain human phenomena will be very interesting to consider. So let's think about AI influencers. Have you read about them?
I have seen AI influencers before. I haven't read about them, but I've seen VTubers and like stuff like that. Yeah, I've read about AI influencers.
Yes, they exist, and like thinking about like a problem that I came across, I think in 2020, I started writing about it, and then the pandemic happened. But the thing about it is, there's a certain like lack of genuine nature that a lot of people attach to influencers already, right?
Yeah.
You know, if you're getting paid to do this, then how can I trust your opinion on this and this and this? I feel like the same attitude will probably be carried into music, if at all music is about human connection and like, you know, really understanding that this is an artist that comes from where I live. This is an artist that, you know, like you're supporting the artist that you know, the artist that you feel most seen by, as opposed to ngoma fulani imetengenezwa na computer fulani based on a couple of variables about my life. If I see that it's an AI musician, it sounds very old head of me. I'm listening to myself and I'm just like, wow.
Let me give you a piece of advice.
Well, what is the difference between this and like liking 90s hip hop, as you said at the beginning of the fucking?
Let me give you some advice.
I hate it.
Let me give you some advice that I had on a song by, what's the guy's called? A Tribe Called Quest.
Yeah.
Industry rule 4080. Record label people are shady.
Yeah.
There was something I wanted to talk about, but it seems like to me go a bit over time.
Also, the way that's come full circle after... it's art. It's film.
There was something I wanted to talk about, but it seems like we're out of time. And I really want to give more time to this topic. I don't want us to gloss over it, the outside the music thing, because I don't want us to do
No. We shall talk about it, because that's the genesis of, I guess, experimenting with just what human creativity can do. But I'll let you go. And I told you about it when you came over last week.
Yeah,
what do you think?
and I get what outsider music is, and I feel like next episode we should start with that and just give guys a breakdown.
Yeah.
So basically, outsider music is like music that's made by people who aren't really musicians, ideally.
It's intuitive music making. I'll also have to give a shout out to TG Black for putting me on to this particular concept. Yes, but the story of it is actually really interesting. I feel like we should get into it next week, depth for sure, because the video essay that we watched gave us a lot of info about it. But
watching the video essay, I touched it a lot to a lot of the movies I like to watch. I like to watch just to laugh at, because you know the whole thing, like, it's so bad that it's good.
Yeah.
I drew the parallels between that.
Does if you watch The Room, fit that?
I haven't watched You People, but I'll watch it.
You should.
Me, by this week, a bit. Finally, since the year began, I have some time to actually take part and indulge in my creative endeavors. So
wonderful.
I'll give myself some time this week to watch it. But yeah, if you've watched The Room, you would understand what it means. Outsider music. The Room is an outsider movie. A movie that's so bad it's good. A movie that was never made with the intention of being bad. Yeah. And that's the most important thing. Anything that is outsider art is never made with the intention of being bad. It's not. It's made with honesty and love and passion. And that's why people connect with it like that. Because it might not be as good as you would expect or a movie should be, but you also appreciate that the person who made this thing was never really making it for you to laugh at it.
Yeah.
They were very serious in how they present their art and how they created it, even though it sucks. Let's just point that out. We're not saying it's good, but we also appreciate that these people who make outsider art try their best.
But the thing about it is that, like, and this also goes back to the AI conversation, there's a specific joy that comes from making something that's so shitty you wouldn't show it to anybody, that I feel like I feel like AI will never be able to replicate that kind of feeling. So it's like AI would be efficient for people who use music for like a profit-making business, but for people who derive like a lot of joy from from music making, I feel like the flawed process of like sitting down with your dog and like fucking up like multiple times will never be.
It'll never be replicated.
A machine could try and tell you, yeah, I made a couple of bad beats, but you won't believe it. You won't believe it. You know how bad it can feel, and you also know like the songs that have those small intricacies that you like, because there's a song called Love by a band called Question Mark. It's a 60s Nigerian music, and the thing I love about that song is like, people are shouting, people are like doing a lot that they should not be doing in the song. But at some point you hear one of the people's mics go off and you're like, yeah, these niggas had one shot. One of the mics went off and they just kept going and the song was done. And that song was pressed into wax and it's now on Spotify. We're listening to it with the mic still off.
Wonderful.
There's something about that a machine may never get, but they've also been drawing hands badly, so we might as well.
Yeah, we might.
Like kuna vitu haijui pia, so yeah.
Thank you again for being with us for episode 15.
Yes.
We'll continue this topic on episode 16.
We
so
shall.
Next Thursday after this one, Sawa, which we're actually recording on Monday, we'll talk about outsider music and other things. But yeah, remember one thing: never let the mic go off in your life.
Mm.
See you guys.
Bye.